It's May 8th, 2024. What's up? This is Coffee with the Summerland Kids. The weather in Summerland today, the high is 71 degrees, the same year Aaron was born. Don't tell anybody. I'm 1 year older than him anyways. I'm 70 degrees, he's 71. And right now it's 55 degrees, so they're chilling at 5.5 right now. It's probably a good cold morning beer temperature for Summerland to crack your
if you like
Sandpiper
beer,
liquor. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't drank last beer I had was a Coors Light, and I was in California. So even though I'm in the Rocky Mountains, I'm kind of like I'm not partaking in the Rocky Mountain water right now.
no, that's a wall hanger. I haven't drinking in months.
That's
The
good.
greatest decision I've made in my life. I just got out of the mine, so I'm a little bit tired, Jericho.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I'm kind of scruffy. We were up all night digging gold.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
It's a joke.
Actually,
I just wanted to be funny.
yeah. That's great. Yeah. So, anyways, just, getting into the groove here. The new time change is, it's almost like, I still come into the office early because I'm just on that game now of like, I leave the house around 7 a.m. and I drive in, and it's 20 minutes or something like that. I'm like 7 miles out on the highway, blah blah blah. Then get into town, and I'm dog sitting this week for a friend, so I got Pippi, my dog sidekick, with me, and so that's been an extra.
That's cool.
It is.
Did you
cool.
get that pic I sent you yesterday from the phone?
Yeah, I did. It was
Me and
you,
Superdog were chilling.
Yeah, like the
And then we had Doug, the thing, loading the trailer.
That's
awesome. It was hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, that's a cool dog. So, we have a dog at home, Gizmo, but it's like a grandma dog, like a super chill grandma dog. So this is a little more like medium-sized dog. And she's Pippi's like 16 years old. So I'm taking her out for morning walks, and I take her to the coffee shop and tie her up for a second, go inside, get the coffee, come out, da 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 da. So
nice.
Why
don't you get
cool.
a service dog certification?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Emotional support or something.
Yeah. So the dog, having a dog is like, it's definitely an extra part of life. That it adds another layer to your life experience and what you have to do on the daily with a dog. Do you you have cats? You got cats, no dogs, right?
Yeah, I trained my cat to look at me and sit by the door and want out. And if I ignore him, he comes and bites my foot.
Oh,
and I open the door for him.
Classic. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, cats are my jam, man. I've always loved cats. I had a bunch of black cats when I was, a kid growing up. And I mean, we had litters of cats. Did you guys ever have cats at your place in Summerland?
Mom was into birds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had chickens, we had bees.
Right. Oh, wow.
I think we had a dog a couple times, depending on, I think her boyfriend, it was kind of my stepdad for a few years, taught me to throw the football, taught me to fish.
Oh, that's cool.
He kind of had a dog that was supposedly my dog, but I was young. I didn't know how to take care of dogs. So he did all the dog stuff. And I was like, oh, my dog. Woohoo.
Yeah, right. So this is Coffee with the Summerland Kids. I'm Jericho Wog. This is Aaron Riggs. We're just catching up. We're like two brothers from other mothers that grew up in Summerland, California. And this is just our way of like catching up in real time live. And, we have stories to tell. We're not always as sharp as we would like to be, but we're just here and we're doing it live. And this is, was it show 23 or something like that?
Something like that. I'm going to run out of props pretty soon, though.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm always trying to have new props and do like
is that a little. One of those, that's that game, right, with the sticks? Yeah, that's awesome.
I got to find my other juggling stick, but yeah.
Right.
You can see it's quite tricky to keep it balanced and moving
No, for
around,
sure.
spinning and jumping. It helps me with my dexterity because of my neck.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
it really does
that's
strength,
cool.
dexterity. Even though it's just simple movements, it gets the blood flowing and stuff.
That's
And I
huge.
enjoy the juggling stick.
That's great. It's amazing what games were what they people you think that like frick. I mean, from 1900 to 1960, 60 years, you think they would have come up with every single game, but they didn't. It's like stuff came along in the 70s and 80s, and every decade, people keep inventing new stuff, which is
Oh
amazing.
yes, games are video games, board games,
Card
kid
games,
games, kick the can, arcade games, juggling games, modification, frisbee plus golf, frisbee
right?
golf.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought? I haven't done the research on that. I got to get up and play. We have a course here. I got to go play again. I think I missed it last season. I got to get up there. It's a good
I can
little
play about
workout.
2 holes before my
Oh,
neck
really?
gets sore, my feet get sore from walking.
Right.
Um, but I do enjoy just walking the course, taking little breaks
Yeah.
and maybe walk a few holes, just because
Yeah.
it's like out in nature. As far
No,
as
for
golf,
sure.
I cannot I cannot hit the ball. I lost so much dexterity with my neck, but I still enjoy hitting a few on the driving range because I lose too many balls on the course.
Oh,
But
right.
driving those carts,
Do you guys have a driving range up there where you're at
um,
somewhere?
that's where I started wearing the golf collar shirts. They don't let you
Uh,
in without a collared shirt.
oh, right. That's awesome. Hell
There's
yeah.
actually a couple of them. There's one up on the hill, and there's one downtown, down on the
Oh,
by the
nice.
airport.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Classic.
and then there's one if you go south maybe 10 miles. There's another one.
Right.
So there's a
Is
few
there a
golf
bowling
courses
alley
around
up
here.
there?
I
How about
haven't
bowling?
looked.
Is
I
there a
don't
bowling
think
alley?
so. I don't think so because it would
Yeah.
have come up on my pinball map. Because normally bowling alleys have at
Oh,
least
right.
one pinball machine.
Oh, for sure. Oh, wow. They have a pinball map. That's cool.
Yeah,
So it's
pinside.com, and I think pinball maps. I don't know what the second. I know Pinside is the one I use.
that's epic. Wow. That's cool. I didn't even know that. That's cool. I mean,
Yeah, whenever I travel, if I want to play a pinball game, I just put it in the map, find the local pizza place or bowling alley with the pinball.
yeah.
And that's one of my favorite games, Jericho. I love games. You know that. I'm
Oh, for
constantly
sure.
playing. Remember when we were kids and played superhero?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
I
freaking
haven't stopped, brother.
nice. Is that a
I
is that
haven't
a disc
stopped playing.
is that a disc golf game thing?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
just a frisbee with
a
the
regular
Captain
frisbee?
America.
Okay.
It's
Captain
got the all
America.
the
That's rad.
let's see if you can see on here. It's got like the
Yeah.
little Captain America logo stuff and
Yeah. They're
branding
bitching.
inside.
That's cool,
I
man.
don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see the words, but it says Marvel or DC or something on here.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing. Like we were talking about the merch, man. The merch. What it's crazy what they crank out. Anything with a Spider-Man on it or Captain America, boom, and then it ends up in downtown Los Angeles on the knockoff section or something. God.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of Spider Man, it's an arachnid person,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. God. So how's the man cave going? Did you guys are you gonna pour cement or what's your
The
it's challenging.
cement
I'm
got
in the same boat,
delayed.
man. What's that?
The cement got delayed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Were- Did you guys you had a little area where you formed up with the wood and everything already?
yeah, yeah. For the outdoor accessory building.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
garden shed.
Yeah, okay. But you might do the truck instead of the shed, huh? Possibly.
Yeah, that the truck. The current plans are temporary shed.
Yeah.
Um, Probably August 1st. I'm gonna be
Okay.
driving either the black truck or the silver truck.
Right. There you
Um,
go.
looks
That's
like we're
cool.
gonna get a shop for all the stuff that keeps piling up
Yeah.
back here.
Right.
Tools and art supplies.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know if
cool.
you can see over here. I got a fishing pole and
Nice.
oar. Uh, I got a new rolling tray. I'm stoked on.
That's awesome. That's cool, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's nice that that's that's the meditation side of life. The rolling greens, if you will.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm setting up, my office
Yeah, for
exactly how
sure.
I want it.
That's important,
Um,
man.
everything I need from arm's reach, so I don't have to get up and hurt my legs when they're tired, or
Yeah.
close enough where I don't have to stretch and hurt my neck. I could reach right over
Right.
here, and I always like to bring props on for the
Yeah.
show. So I
That's
got a
cool.
new fishing lure.
Oh, nice.
I got my
That's awesome.
fly making kit. I finally found it from the move.
That's cool. Is there trout up there? Probably some native trout, or are they plant?
They have a river that
Okay.
runs salmon. So there's a salmon festival.
Oh, wow.
And so the river fills up with boats. They fish salmon. There's the
Wow.
lake, there's trout, there's bass. I think there's all kinds of probably
Amazing.
crawdad, creeks everywhere.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, there's a fair amount of fishing here. I mean, there's a bunch of lakes, and I think they plant the lakes. There's a few natural lakes, but there's a bunch of man-made lakes in the community. Um, I haven't really looked up my city history, but I know they basically like planned it. It's a planned community where okay, the road goes here. We're going to put a lake right beside the road, and put in condos right here.
Yeah,
So
they kind of did that. There's an area, I forget the name. It's up in the hills. Kelly Ridge is the name of
okay,
it. And that's, all those houses, the road that goes up to the dam, it
yeah,
branches off towards a residential. And so that's
nice.
like right up in above the foothills, right at the base of the mountains, right along the Orville Lake, which is, I guess, one of the largest man-made lakes in California.
That's
It's huge.
awesome. Can you
Uh,
boat on it? Do people motorized boat, or is it? What are the rules on that lake?
they have houseboats on there.
Oh, wow, incredible. So there's a dock, so people pay for docking fees and all that kind of stuff, so they can have their boat just chilling on the lake.
Yeah, I think there's certain areas of the lake that are set up for that, and then there's
Okay.
boat ramps all over. Like there's a main
Wow.
one at the dam. There's a like I forget what they call it, but the forebay and afterbay.
Okay.
So like that's like a secondary holding for water. It goes and branches out in
Oh,
the
wow.
canals,
Interesting.
and then it
And
goes back into the Feather River.
wow. And right now
And
it
so the
has more
Feather
water.
River goes down and goes into the Sacramento River.
Okay. And it's full right now, right? Is the lake full, or the what do you call it, the reservoir?
Yeah, it's not all the way full. They lower it because they wait for the snow melt.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
Yeah.
they kind of got to prepare. They plan all
Anticipate.
that stuff out.
That's major. That's a big deal.
Oh, it's so neat, Jericho, because sometimes they release the water, and if you're down by the spillway, it's like you're going through a rainstorm
Oh my
because it's
God.
just coming off the
This
spillway. The river's so close.
wow.
It practically rains up on the road. It's really cool.
That's incredible. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard it's one of the bigger reservoirs in California, I think. That Orville Reservoir.
Yeah, I think it's a reservoir, a lake. I don't know exactly. I'm
There's a
hillbilly.
giant It's got a big dam, and the dam's right above the town, right?
Yeah, they evacuated it when the spillway a few years ago. Some of the concrete started breaking off the spillway.
Woo! Yeah.
And so it was like rush repair. They started doing the emergency spillway. That started eroding, and they evacuated the town.
Oh my God. So
Yeah,
your house technically would have been an evacuation situation?
I believe so.
Yeah, yeah. Right on.
I believe
Well,
so.
wow, wow. And are people recovering from the fire still? Are they recovering from the fire? Like,
Yes, it's
does it?
sad. There's a lot of people, everything they owned burned.
Yeah. Wow.
And so they're homeless or staying with friends all their whole life, their money, because a lot of people lived off their land.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they just have nothing. It's really horrible. My aunt was lucky; she had insurance and was able to, relocate.
Oh, okay. So she just straight up relocated. She didn't want to build again in the same location. She just decided to take the um, take the loss more or less, but move on with the insurance money.
Yeah, because it was her and then my nephew and then my three uncles
Wow.
were also. I have a set of twins, and they shared a home. And then
Okay.
their older brother had his own little, in a mobile park. So they were all in the kind of half a mile away from each other. And my
Wow.
auntie found something similar
Uh-huh.
for herself, and then that way the brothers could have their little spots too, and be all still close enough.
That's cool. Wow. Yeah, a friend of mine sent me some images of is it Maui? Was it on the fire was on Maui, right? Yeah. The like Lahaina on Maui, and it just they have fences all around the whole area where the burn area was because they don't want people going in there, and they're actually removing the ash and the debris and putting it in bags. And my friend said they wrap it like a burrito or something, and they take those bags to a waste, you know, offsite landfill somewhere on Maui. So they're still doing cleanup on that, and it's going to take like years to build back. Apparently because it was
Yeah,
a super
that's
beautiful
a
area.
pretty major story there. That a lot of people were devastated by that. Wildfires of people all over the our country and the world,
Yeah,
face Mother Nature. We went a little bit past our station break. I wanted to give a shout
yeah,
out to live
sounds good.
viewers. I don't have any promotions. Do you have anything that you want to promote on our
Well,
little?
I would just say on follow Aaron Riggs, for his poetry and definitely quite inspirational, man. That I read that one about mountain folks, your poem about mountain people and living off the grid slash up in the up in the
Yeah, my
mountains.
morning poem.
So
I
yeah, no, it's
songified it.
amazing. I mean, I gotta hand it to you, man, for keeping like prolific in your writing because it's not easy to hit the ground running every day like you do. I mean, you're doing a great job of just keeping the flow going, and it's cool that you're letting it out to the digital world versus some people would journal, but no one sees your journal. But it's better the way you're doing it. At least it's sharing your journaling and your poetry and your songwriting to the world, which that's important. So
Yeah, I that's how kind of how I
props for
think of it,
that.
Jericho. It's like here in the office, we have thousands of ideas. Once
Right?
in a while, one or two will stick to the wall. We throw them around and
Yeah.
wait till they stick. And I kind of feel the same way with my poetry. It's like maybe not everybody likes any of my poems, but maybe one person might like one poem, and it might just be that little wow. And it makes it all worth it to me because I get that wow every time I sit down and I'm able to write a poem, whether it's good or not. Is this something
Yeah.
that get that energy going?
No, for sure. It's a big deal because it actually inspires others too. The some people, um, you know, not everyone's written poems. I mean, I'm sure in elementary school, back in Summerland Elementary, we probably were challenged at one point to learn about what a poem was and write a poem when we were kids. And then I have a handful of friends that do, the spoken word performances and poetry live. And it's a very unique genre, that's not everyone talks about. So just talking about poetry and writing in general is quite cool. It really is, and especially to share it out there. So because there are those who, oh, I don't think of myself as an artist or I'm not a poet, but in fact they really are, but they're not willing to share it. So for those of you that like yourself who share it, I feel that you empower those who aren't sharing to maybe think about their own selves and perhaps inspire them to share, and don't be afraid, because like you said, not everyone is going to hit the wall and be taken as the next, amazing thing, but you're getting through it and you're working it and you're sharing it. That's what the most important thing is, so
Absolutely. And it's like poetry is really emotional. Just
yeah,
the feeling I get, maybe not for all writers, but for me, when I sit down and write a poem, it's an emotional feeling that I'm trying to express with words.
yeah,
And just like any social situation, maybe you don't share the same words in the coffee shop with a bunch of people overhearing you as you would in the office. Obviously, I'm not gonna give you all my trade secrets
yeah,
unless we're doing something. And so expressing that part of self can be difficult, for especially people that are dark poetry. I do lighthearted poetry. That's just my style.
that's
That's
cool.
just my energy. I've worked my whole life to keep that positive energy. And sometimes it's difficult even for me to share those positive things. So, emotions have a huge range,
Yeah, for sure.
and people don't always want to share that poetry that's so personal,
Yeah, no,
and
exactly.
so that's understandable, and like with the internet, it makes it possible to really kind of be anonymous.
Yeah, no, that's cool too. Yeah, and that's another huge side of it that I didn't think of, where you can share anonymously. So, you don't have to claim it. You can just put it out there under anonymous, and for the world to decide, you know, yay or nay or whatever, or read it and pass through. But at
Or
least,
parts of
I
the
just think,
world to decide nay, and parts of the world to decide yay.
yeah, exactly,
And it,
totally,
it it's cool because it's a form of art. And with spoken word, it's a form of performing art. And even like painters and stuff, they'll have a stage name. Actors, especially, I have a stage name so that my real life, my real self, is only private.
right,
But what I'm presenting is my stage presence, kind of thing.
yeah,
So it's a real subtle art when you're talking about expressing emotions, whether it's painted or written or rolling out ties and bringing that to the show. It's
yeah,
it's an expression of self, and I think it's
for sure.
beautiful,
Yeah, it's
whatever
important.
it is.
It's important to encourage that creativity in others, and by doing it, I feel like you're encouraging others, which is a good thing, to because it's a positive flow vibe. I mean, it's not all, sure, there's very much there's a lot of interest in reels and short video clips of whatever it is, animals or funny things, but there's it's something totally different, of which I haven't seen much of, is like searching for spoken word or searching for poetry, spoken live. With the exception of my friend Anna Broom in Los Angeles doing their shows, but they're not often shared live. It's like it's something you have to go to, like in a poetry event, if you will, or in a coffee shop, a specific person's reading, or sometimes even a book reading. That's totally unique too. When you have an author who's reading a little bit of their book, that's always fascinating.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Like when I first started getting into podcasting, I didn't know a lot of people, so I couldn't get online like we're doing once a
yeah,
day, 5 times a week is awesome. So I
yeah,
would I would read a book and just try and work on my speaking because I do have a speech impairment. So I work on my speaking, my clarity, my
yeah.
pronunciation, and just up my skills by reading a book.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a library, and I just, I'm trying to break my day down into sections, and I definitely want to make reading more a part of it. And I've lightened up what's going to be Grandpa's office, opening up all the windows, pulling, letting the sunshine in, and getting a vibe where it's somewhere that you want to read. where you want to chill and kick back, like your creative space. It's important
Yeah,
to create that space.
it's
Yeah,
beautiful because I'm such a I just eccentric, eclectic, or whatever you want to call it. So I
yeah,
have like a half room, like Willy Wonka.
right,
Half the room is like clear,
right.
and half the room's just cluttered with everything. And that,
Exactly.
and it's always kind of in flow, in flux, because my business partner does clean outs and barn picks. He's the superhero persona of the thing.
Right.
He's kind
That's
of orange.
awesome.
He's got red hair, and he's just a
Classic.
brute. He can move anything with just. Rah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, do you guys go to is there large gatherings of sellers out there? Do people go and sell, or are they mainly selling online with the things
It's
they
it's
pick?
a it's a you know it's a it, there are a couple small kind of swap meet things that aren't regular. But
Okay.
what happens is, you got these ranch people that have years and years and years and years and years and years and generations
Of collections, huh?
of accumulations.
Yeah.
And so they'll do estate sales, and you'll go to one property, and there'll be maybe three or four houses or five or six families,
Wow.
all within, and they'll come together, and there'll be like a huge yard sale, almost a swap meet in one yard sale.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
That's
scored
cool.
a nice little cast iron skillet and a nice little lid because girlfriend lost all her good cast iron. It was an American made lodge. So I was really
Yeah.
happy about that. Got a couple fishing
Sweet.
poles for $5 each. Traded two of them for $40.
Wow. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
good,
So
you know, it's a great time because like right now picking in America, I feel like it's a magic moment right now because we just transitioned out of the 20th century, so we're essentially picking from last century, in a lot of regards, and holding it and preserving it for the future, which is important to save
yeah,
that cool Americana. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, back when
I
we
got
were in
this.
school and
I got
stuff,
this hat.
is
Let's
that
see.
a
This is
Stetson?
no, it's MHT Western. But I was confused about the shape for a while, but I realized it was intentional because I thought I would have to like take it to a hat shop and have it like steamed again. But I realized the shape was the way they made it. So, I just couldn't help myself when I was working at the thrift store to, of course, when I saw cowboy hats come through, I'd try them on right away and be like, is this in or out? Boom. And I have like maybe 5 or 6 of them. So, it's a fun thing because especially up here in Southwest Colorado, I'm in the zone in the area. So it's like when in Rome, throw on the freaking cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah, cowboy
So,
hats are not cheap. They take a little
no.
bit of you gotta protect them. You gotta take care of them,
Yeah.
and they serve a
No, for sure.
purpose.
Yeah, exactly. You really feel it when you're outside. You realize what the whole point is because it does shade your freaking mug, a bit.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's kind of brutal out there
Jericho, we're
sometimes in the
about a
sun.
minute and 20
Yeah,
seconds to the end of the show.
cool.
So we're not going to do our song today because we figured out that it doesn't play clear through the stream. I'm going to try and attach the song
Yeah,
to the posts, at least the Facebook posts, so people
yeah,
can
that's
listen
that's
to the
cool.
song.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great way of going because your link, Aaron does some amazing songs on. Is it Suno? Is that how you say it?
Suno.
Suno, yeah. So he's doing songs. He writes a lot of the lyrics and he plugs it in, and then the AI generated music, but it's his own lyrics that he wrote. So it's been some great progress there in terms of songwriting. So it's not always easy, as Aaron says, to work with musicians, but online now with the AI, you're able to work with virtual musicians, I guess you could say.
Yeah, or a musician agent type thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up the half hour. I
All
want
right.
everyone
Cheers,
like,
everybody.
share,
It's
follow,
Wednesday.
comment, share us out, check us on YouTube, check us on Twitch, check us on Facebook. See you tomorrow,
Absolutely.
Jericho.
Sounds good. See you tomorrow, Aaron. Later. All right.